Hi and welcome to Pilates on the water, and in today's session we've got a full body workout for you, and I'm going to be offering some levels for those of you that want to move through to some more intermediate or advanced levels, and listen out also for any modifications if you are carrying an injury. If you are a beginner or have an injury, make sure that you do check with your doctor first before participating to make sure our exercises will be suitable for you. And as always, we're not going to be using any equipment, any special equipment that is, but if you have a head block or you normally use one, then have your head block ready. If you don't have one, then just a rolled up towel is absolutely fine if you need to use it for head neck alignment. And I will be referring to the towel or the head block from time to time during the session. So I'm going to place my head block or towel at the end of the mat, ready to catch the head, and then get ready to roll down to find neutral spine position. So with those knees loosely bent, you can use your hands and just find your neutral spine, placing your head block or your towel directly behind your head, not in the crook of your neck. And it's just there to make sure we have neutral alignment through the neck and the chin doesn't drift upwards towards the ceiling. We're finding that nice lengthened position with the spine, and just have those knees loosely bent, not too close in, with the feet flat and they are hip width apart, so there should be a small space between your knees and your feet. We're going to begin just feeling with those fingertips along the abdominal muscle. We should be able to feel the breath as you take your inward and outward breath. Breathing in through the nose, take a full wide breath in, and imagine you're lengthening through your spine from top to bottom. As you open your mouth and breathe out, you should feel those fingertips just moving down and away, and focus on finding those internal abdominal muscles, drawing your abdominals down and inwards towards your center. So with the inward breath, you'll feel the fingers moving outwards as the lungs expand, and with the outward breath, we'll feel the tummy muscles moving down and in. Now we're going to try and include the lower part of the rib cage as well, whilst maintaining our neutral spine. So just 2 more breaths, breathing in through the nose and exhale. And really feel those tummy muscles tightening and becoming taut underneath your fingertips. And again, breathing in and exhale. Now taking that to the next stage, on the outward breath this time, as you breathe out, we're going to create a little tilt with the pelvis. So just feel the belly button moving downwards towards the mat. We're squeezing the tummy and the back into the mat, and the pelvis just tilting into that level position, perhaps a little bit towards you as the belly button moves down towards the mat. And inhale to release back to your natural position, your neutral spine. On the next exhalation, we're going to press down a little bit more firmly with those tummy muscles and really see if you can find the mat underneath the whole of your back. And we're finding our imprint position. The imprinted or supported position is very useful for supporting the back and the belly during some of our exercises, particularly at beginner level. Inhale to release back to neutral, and we'll do 1 more imprinted position. Exhale, breathing out. And just feel those tummy muscles moving away from the fingers. Inhale to return to your level or neutral position. Well done. Now we're going to breathe in to prepare, and as you exhale, imprint your spine and just feel those muscles moving away from the fingers, and we want to hold the imprinted position now.
Now this time, as you breathe in and out, you should find the breath is moving a little bit more to the side or even back downwards into the mat rather than moving your fingers upwards towards the ceiling. Holding your imprint and breathing, we're going to place one arm and then the other down by your side, lengthening away down the mat in reaching into those fingertips. Now see if you can hold your imprint, your nice flat torso, as on the next outward breath we reach overhead and just lengthen into those fingertips. Now we don't want the rib cage to lift as you reach towards the back wall. And then inhale to return that arm, and then we'll move to the other side. Exhale without there being any movement away from the mat, so you might not be able to get your arm all the way behind you. The goal is to keep the rib cage flat, and inhale, return. We'll do that again. Exhale away, and inhale to return, and one more. Exhale away, and inhale to return. Well done. Next, we're going to maintain that imprinted position, and this time just sliding one leg away down the mat. So as you exhale, you're sliding the leg down the mat, keeping it in contact with the floor, fully stretching that leg, and then inhale to return back to your start position. Now our goal here is to keep the tummy and the rib cage nice and flat and level as you go. Let's do that again. Exhaling, sliding away, and inhale to return. One more. And then inhale to return. Well done. Next, we're going to make sure those shoulders are nice and flat. They're going to stay level and out across the mat. We'll reach the arms up towards the ceiling, keeping them shoulder width. And this time, as you exhale, you're maintaining your imprinted spine, and you're going to peel those arms out to the side. So start off with your upper arm, peeling out down to the elbow. Then all the way down the lower arm to the wrist. And then unfolding the hands slowly to the ends of those fingers. See if you can find the mat under the full length of both arms, keeping those shoulders flat and level and maintaining your imprinted spine. Now we're going to unpeel, starting with the ends of the fingertips, the backs of the hands, the wrists, the lower arm to the elbow, the upper arm, but keep those shoulders retracted down onto the mat. We'll do that one more time. Exhale, open and peel out. Keep flattening the torso, drawing down with the belly and maintaining imprint. Inhale and uncurl or unpeel all the way back to your start position. And then returning those arms back down to the mat. Now we've been maintaining that imprinted position for quite a while, so we're going to release the abs and the lower rib cage. Take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, pressing down once again to find imprint. Closing those abdominal muscles inwards towards each other, towards the center and also towards the floor. Well done. And just holding the imprinted position, a little head nod. So reaching the fingers behind the head, just place those hands behind the head. And we're going to keep the shoulders down on the floor, but just encouraging the head to take a little stretch at the back of the neck, drawing the chin towards your chest. And we're looking now between the legs, down at the far end of the mat. And just giving that neck a little stretch, keeping those tummy muscles engaged, and then re-peeling the back of the neck. Now we're not going to lift the shoulders away here, it's just the head. Exhale. And then inhale. Well done. Bring those arms back down beside you, opening the shoulders and then turning your head all the way across to one side. Keep your head down on the mat I had to lift mine a little bit there because I've got the microphone on. But just roll your head to the side and then all the way across to the opposite side. So you're just looking to the side, giving the neck a little side stretch. And then back to center. Now we'll release imprint, back to your neutral spine. Take an inward breath. Exhale. And engaging those abdominals again. And sliding one leg out down the mat. And then the other leg. Now see if you can maintain imprint as you lengthen those legs. So we don't want the back to lift or arch away from the floor. We're keeping everything taut, tight and engaged. Same position, this time sliding toward you to take a little knee hug in and slide away. Now as you move your legs, it's important that we support the pelvic floor as well as we take these little stretches. So we're lifting the pelvic floor up and in towards the center. Another point to make is as you draw the knee towards you, keep your knee in line with your hip. We don't want that knee to swing outwards and the foot to swing inwards. So that knee and foot are staying in line with your hip joint as you take those little hug stretches. Exhale and inhale. And we're drawing down with the belly as we move those legs. Well done, and release back to center. Now we're building towards the Pilates tabletop position slowly. So take a nice deep breath in, and as you breathe out, find your imprint again with the legs lengthened. Lift the pelvic floor and slide both legs towards you. Drawing them in for a little hug, and then slide both legs out along the floor. Now we really want to keep that deep abdominal contraction as you move both legs. And slide them away. And again. And away. Keep working on maintaining that nice flat torso. Lower rib cage is also down. Now hugging those knees, we're going to change position and just move the hands behind the knee. Just behind the knees there. We've got the knees and feet a little bit apart, so there's 2 or 3 fingers width between the knees and the feet. Stretch your toes, and we want an even deeper contraction now through those tummy muscles. So on your next exhalation, you're going to push the legs against the hands and pull the hands against the legs, and at the same time push down with the belly and work deep into those abs and really find those deep abdominal muscles. Pushing the back towards the mat and release. We'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, push. Keep those shoulders down. Inhale, release. And exhale, push. Now we need to breathe, but hold that imprinted position, that deeper abdominal contraction. We're going to move the knees now, holding it with your tummy muscles. Just guide those knees out into a tabletop position. So the knee is directly above the hip, lower leg level with the floor, feet are stretched. We've still got that 3 fingers width between the knees, shoulders are back, and we found our lovely tabletop position. And then just placing those hands down onto the mat. Now if you want to take a rest, just hug those knees in towards you. Just hug them in, relax, take a nice deep breath. Otherwise, we're going to just hold that tabletop position for a few more breaths. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Well done. And that torso should still feel nice and flat, and there shouldn't be any space behind your back in that level 1 beginner level. Hug the knees in then and relax. And you can just rock them in and out a few times, around in a little circle, or just rock them from side to side. Lovely relaxation breath here, and then we'll bring the feet carefully down onto the mat. Now we need to find that neutral position that we had right at the beginning with those knees softly bent, and we're going to start to work the upper abdominals a little bit here. So placing your hands behind your head, we have the head on the head block or towel for our level 1 position. And if you have a neck injury or osteoporosis, you want to stick to your level 1 head hover or neutral position for our upper abdominals. So now we're going to take an inward breath to prepare. As you breathe out, squeezing the belly and the ribs down and create that deep contraction, and literally we're just going to float the head a centimetre away from the head block or the rolled up towel. We haven't changed the position of the head, we haven't created a deep curve or rounded through the spine. We're only using those tummy muscles to float the head a little bit away. And we should feel that we're resting the head quite comfortably on the back of those fingertips. Keep the elbows wide to keep the shoulders back and wide as well. And then when you've had enough, use your next inward breath to place the head back down onto your head block. And if you want to stick to that level 1, if you have an injury or if you're a beginner, then just practice floating the head just a little bit away. You've shortened these tummy muscles and we're hovering the head in neutral position and then lowering it back down. Now for our level 2. For our level 2, we are going to create a curve or a C-shaped curve through the spine, and it might not be ideal if you have osteoporosis or an injury to your spine. So if that's you, just repeat those level 1s. In level 2, on the outward breath, we're coming through that neutral hover position and then just unpeeling a little bit more. So we're unpeeling the shoulders as well and working slightly deeper into those abs and coming into chest lift position. So the chin is coming a little bit softly down towards the chest, but don't jam your chin onto your chest. And we're just supporting the head there with the fingertips, and you're looking directly between those thighs. And then again on the inward breath, repeal back to your start position. Now for our level 3, we're not going to use the hands to support the head, and you can either leave your head block in place or take it away completely. And we'll start with those arms down by your side. Make sure the feet are not too close in to the belly, and we're going to inhale, reaching into the fingertips slightly overhead, but remember we're not losing the rib cage here. As you exhale, unpeel through your level 1 hover, your level 2 chest lift, and we're continuing up, halfway up. So we're in a sort of half roll up position, lengthening those fingertips straight ahead, and inhale to repeal the spine, the shoulders, and lastly the head. And we're going to do 3 more, whichever level you're working on. Exhale, nice and smooth on that exhalation, creating that deep abdominal contraction, and inhale, focus on repealing. And 2 more. Our level 3 Pilates curl. And 1 more. Half roll up. Well done. And circle it round back to your start position. Now next we're going to work level 1, 2 and 3 in our single leg stretch position. So we'll start off with the legs long down the mat. Now remember we're, for level 1, beginner level, trying to maintain an imprint. So we're pushing down with the belly and the lower part of the rib cage here. For our level 1, if you are a beginner or have an injury, you have also got your head on a head block or on a towel. And that just gives us that little bit of a curl or a little bit of support as well. On your exhalation then, we're going to draw the knee in towards you, lifting the pelvic floor, and take an inward breath. Exhale and switch. We'll breathe in, exhale and switch. Now as you switch feet, For level 1, I'm just sliding the foot along the mat as it moves away. And we're just keeping that little bit of support from the floor underneath that foot. We don't want to lose the back. We're using the floor, and also make sure the knee and the foot are staying in line with your hip here and not moving out or across the body like that. And exhale to switch. Now, for those of you that want to move to level 2, you can see in this level 1 position the knee is coming quite far in towards me, and then I'm using the abs to switch. For level 2, I'm going to stretch the leg, not down along the mat, but up to 45 degrees as that leg comes in. I'm not going too low with the leg, it's out at 45, so I can use the abs. I'm pressing down into the floor, the rib cage is engaged, the pelvic floor is lifted, the head is still on the head block, and the knee and the foot are in line with the hip. I'm just using my fingertips here to guide the position of the knee and the foot. Give that leg a really good stretch as you reach away from the center of the body. You're breathing out and reaching away. Everything else is staying put. We're using those abs and lifting the pelvic floor. So if you have an injury and you want to move to level 2, this is your position. Now, if you're not injured and you fancy moving to the next level, for our next level, we're going to unpeel into our chest lift position. So unpeeling the back of the head and coming up. Now straight away you can see that bottom leg is moving now much lower. It's just above the mat. I'm not going to bring that knee quite so far in. I'm going to work those abs a bit harder by holding that tabletop position. Exhale, I'm working much harder with that knee a little bit out. Exhale, it's not coming in towards the chest. There it is in tabletop. Now I'm trying to hold my position using the abdominal muscles here. On that outward breath, nice and soft, but reaching strongly into the tip of those toes. Exhale to reach away. Exhale. We'll do one more each side. Last one. And take our rest by hugging those knees in. A nice deep relaxation breath there. Now for our next move, we need to find that tabletop position again. So before you move your legs, we'll push-pull, press down, and then ease those knees out with the contracted or engaged abdominals. Soft elbows for this move. We've got the elbows out to the side. It's a beginner or prep move for rolling. And on your next exhalation, we're going to unpeel, maintain your position through your body and rock up towards seated. I'm just going to tap those toes down, but keep the 90-degree bend here through the knee. Inhale back to your chest lift tabletop position. So I haven't lowered the head all the way back down onto the block here. We're staying up in that chest lift. Exhale to rock. Inhale. Exhale to rock. And inhale back. Press the shoulders down and keep the elbows soft. They're out to the side so that we don't round those shoulders. And on this next one, we're going to see if we can hold a tabletop. So here I am now in a seated balance position. Now, if you're not sure about seated balance and you're not feeling very secure, you can just bring one foot down and one foot up and hold your tabletop position in that seated balance. But if you're feeling quite comfortable, we're going to hold it there using our abdominal muscles. Now we're going to hold that balance position and see if we can straighten out one leg back into that lovely stretch you had earlier at 45 degrees and bring it in. I'm using my hands here for a little bit of help or support at the moment. and in. Exhale, reach it away, holding the balance for the other side, and in, and again, stretch, and in. Now I'm going to stretch it out and see if we can lower that leg down to the mat. Up it comes, back into the balance, stretch, lower it down. And this is really good practice for teaser, a teaser prep move, up and down. And last time, stretch, down it goes, back up, and we're ready to roll back into that tabletop position. Chest lift, well done. Now we're going to hug the knees in and just take a moment to breathe. Now we're going to find that tabletop position again. Send those knees out, pressing down. We'll unpeel into chest lift tabletop and continue up into our balance position. Now either just hold your balance with the knees bent, practice with one leg straight, or perhaps have a go at placing the two heels together and holding your position. You might even be able to add your arms. So we're lengthening up at 45 degrees with the legs and with the arms. Now I'm going to place the hands back under the legs, elbows out, and continue up into seated. And gently draw yourself forward towards your knees. Now if you have an injury in your spine or your neck, you might want to stay a little bit straighter through your spine like this and just bring the body in front of the vertical, so you're lengthening up with a straight spine. But if you don't have an injury and you don't have a condition such as osteoporosis, you can draw yourself lower down towards those knees for a little bit of a stretch there. Now I'm going to take one leg back with us into that balance position we had earlier, and then add your second leg. Well done. And again, we can let go and hold that little balance position, or just hold on to those legs. We're coming forward again into seated and into a little bit of a spine stretch. Nice deep breath into the back of the rib cage. Other leg. Maintaining your round or curved spine. Coming back into your balance position, 45 degrees. Let's add that second leg. And those arms. Well done if you manage those. Now you can either hold the legs in the straight position for the next move, or just bend them back into your seated balance that you had earlier. We're just going to take a small move back, just the upper body, not the legs, into chest lift, and then rolling back up. If you have your legs straight, it's the same thing. We're just prepping the body for teaser here, rolling into your chest lift with support of the hands, and then drawing yourself back up. Let's do one more. And reaching up. Fantastic. Can we hold our balance, whether it's straight legs or in the bent position? And you can either just tap those toes, keeping the knees bent, or moving the legs, not the body. Exhale up for teaser 2. Let's do one more of those. And exhale up. Beautiful. Now we're going to bend those knees back to your tabletop, roll back to chest lift, and hug the knees in, lowering the head down onto the mat. Nice deep breath in, and exhale. Now we're going to work the back of the body a little bit more now, so just bring your feet down onto the mat, and you can take your head block away or reduce the level so it's not quite so high, for our shoulder bridge sequence. And we're going to be nice and long through the spine, so we're starting in neutral spine with those knees bent, but the feet are much closer in. We need those heels underneath the knees for a bit more support. Now we haven't got the legs too wide, again 2 or 3 fingers widths, unless perhaps you have an injury, or if you are a beginner you can take them slightly wider, but they need to be in line with your sit bones, so in line in neutral there, not too wide if possible. Lengthen down into those fingertips and find the mat under the back of the whole of the arm. We'll inhale to prepare. As you exhale, you're drawing down with the belly and the ribs. I'm going to curl away from the mat with the tail. So the tailbone moves upwards and away first, then the lower spine begins to move away, middle spine and upper spine. Now all the while we're uncurling, we're making sure the weight is even over the soles of the feet. We're pressing down into the mat under the body. Now don't let those fingers curl or the wrists lift away from the mat. Keep them nice and flat, so we're working the back of the shoulder and the postural muscles as well. And you can use your hands here at the top while you're holding your bridge, just to encourage the hips up so the tail is in line. Want a nice straight line, neutral, from the knee to the hip to the shoulder, and a flat torso again. So we're not arching or hollowing the back, we're keeping everything contracted through those abdominals in that shoulder bridge position there. Hold your bridge and then place the hands under the hips, and we're going to lift one heel. So just make sure you've got nice even weight over the feet and keep your pelvis level with the floor. Lower that heel and then lift the other side, so one at a time. Find your balance, lower and lift. And again, stretch the foot, move that heel away. Now be careful here, we're not moving the knee away. The knee is not moving out to the side, the heel is just lifting. Hold everything steady. Now if you've nailed that level 1, you could have a go at the next level and lift the leg into a tabletop position. So the lower leg is level with the floor. Repeal, toe, heel, other side, heel, toe, tabletop. Repeal, toe, heel. Now if you don't want to move to level 2, just keep going with those little heel lifts. You're looking at your pelvis here, it's got to stay level or horizontal. So find a point in the distance where you can make sure everything's staying still, it's not moving from side to side. Even if you are coming into that tabletop position, you can use your hands on the hips here just to guide and keep them still. And then your level 3, we're going to unpeel and extend, stretch, repeal and down. And of course, if you want a bit more of a challenge, take the hands away, pressing down into the mat and holding everything in the same spot. And we can feel those legs really working deeply as you give them that really good stretch. Watch the wrists, they're going to want to start unpeeling away from the mat. And last time, exhale, inhale. Now bring those hands under just to give that tail a little lift, keep the knees in line. Back to the mat and repeal. Well done. Now if your back's feeling a little bit tight there, just hug those knees in and give it a little stretch out. So now we're going to lower the feet and find that stable position you just had in neutral. Inhale to prepare, exhale and squeezing downwards with the belly and the ribs. Lift that tail and then unpeel to the top of your shoulder bridge. Holding the bridge. Now we're going to move the arms this time, so just give that tail a little lift, find your balance. Open those shoulders and exhale, reaching overhead and behind. Now we're in shoulder bridge, so you should be able to lengthen the arm out across the floor behind you. Inhale, place it and push down. exhale, stretch and reach all the way to the back. Inhale and work at keeping that pelvis level still. So as you're reaching overhead, you're keeping everything static and still here. And again, reach, stretch. Oh, that's nice stretch. Well done. Now both arms, lengthen and stretch into those fingertips. Reach away, keep the tail high, and all the way back down. Give it a push down into the mat. And again, reaching away to the back, knees in line. Bring those arms up. Rotate the palms so they're facing each other, widening the shoulder blades. We're going to peel out exactly as you did earlier. So upper arm, hold your bridge, peel out lower arm, and then uncurl those fingers, reaching wide to the side. A lovely stretch. You can even turn your head across to one side and across to the opposite side. Give it a stretch out, that neck. Come back to center. We're not resting on the neck, we're resting on those shoulders, and they're nice and wide now. And then bring them up and press them down. Press, press, press. Inhale, exhale, repeel. Upper, middle, lower, and lastly those glutes. And again, just hug them in and give them a little stretch out. A nice deep relaxation breath. So bring those feet down. Last sequence for our shoulder bridge section. And we should be nice and long through the back now. So if you want to take your little bit of towel away, you can. We'll inhale to prepare, exhale and unpeel. Let's go to the top of that bridge. You can place the hips, place the feet, find that nice stable position across the shoulders, and nice and high with that tail. Going to lift one heel and one leg. Hold it there. Can we reach the hands? And just give that little stretch. Bring that back down. And with the other leg now, going to lift and lower the heel. Lift and lower as you hold that position. Watch the hips don't swing across. Work through the foot. And one more. Lift and lower. Fantastic. Repeel. Little lift with that tail. Other leg. Can we balance to give it a stretch? Drawing it towards you. Place the hands under. Press. Lift and lower. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Foot goes down. Let's give that tail a little lift. Press the arms down. Give them a good stretch. Inhale, exhale, and repeel. Upper, middle, lower, and the glutes. Very well done if you manage those, and hug it in. A deep relaxation breath. Now we're going to come over onto our tummies into prone position. Now if you've got your head block or your towel, you can have it there nice and low just in front of you. Take the feet a little bit wider now, so they're almost as wide as your mat. We're lengthening the back of the neck to place the forehead just on the top of that small towel or small head block. We've got slightly wide feet, so turn them out. They're slightly externally rotated with your kneecaps just poking out to the side and engaging your glutes. So you should be able to feel your glute muscles. The arms are down by your side as well, and just place your palms so that they are facing the ceiling and really try to stretch down and away from those shoulders. I'm going to start off with just a little arm lengthening exercise, keeping the chin in so we stay long through the back of the neck. We'll inhale, shoulders stay down, and then exhale, up and over, and lengthen out in front of you along the floor. Now you might feel that in your opposite glute if you're working your glutes and your back in order to stay level while you do these. Inhale and exhale, stretch that arm all the way back down to that start position. And we're opening up the shoulder, a rainbow arm, and stretch and reach it out behind you. Stretch, lengthen out, stretch, behind. Again. Reaching out and out to the back. One more each side. Last time. Well done. Now we've still got the wide feet, palms facing the ceiling. Forehead down, nice straight legs, stretch into those toes. We'll inhale and using your back muscles, just lifting the upper body a little bit away from the floor and pressing the arms a little bit up towards the ceiling and lower. And again, pressing the arms and the back towards the ceiling, squeezing those back muscles. And lower. One more there. Press. And lower. Now we're going to do 3 more. And this time add your legs as well into that wide dart lift. Like a flying dart. And lower. 2 more. Lift and press. And really reach out from the crown of the head towards the front and lower. And one more. Press and lower. Well done. Now see if you can bring your feet a little closer together, heels together, and lift and hold your dart position. We're breathing in and breathing out. And breathing and out. Breathe in one more time. And as you exhale, lower the body. Well done. Hands either side of you, knees as wide as the mat, toes together, and find your child's pose. Take the tail up nice and high, gently ease the chest down, and then you can bring the head between your biceps as you lengthen the spine out from the crown of the head in one direction and out of the tail in the other. And release. Now we're going to come back onto our tummy, lowering the elbows this time and sliding the feet out. And we're a little bit higher, and you just move your head block or your towel to the side for the moment. Make sure your elbow is directly under your shoulder, and we're lengthening up through the back of the neck. We're squeezing those glutes and staying nice and square and level on the mat. See if we can just lift one hand and extend out in front of you without tilting the body across to the opposite side, other side. So we're not swinging from side to side, we're coming directly back into your Sphinx position. And we can feel that in the lower back and in those glutes. Little stretch and down. Stretch and down. One more each way. Reach and down. Last time. And stretch and and down. Well done. Now from our Sphinx we can curl up into a little half plank position. So take an inward breath, reaching into the crown of the head. Exhale, scooping in with the belly and curling, unpeeling a little bit away from the mat. So we've lifted the pubic bone and the thighs slightly away from the mat and just balancing onto those knees. Now see if you can hold your plank, and this time we're going to unpeel one leg and just extend that leg out behind you and then pop it back down onto the mat. If you want to, you can just step out using the mat or the floor for support and then bend the knee back down, or lift the whole leg so the foot is a little bit up at hip height and then back down, and we're keeping that half plank position. Now it's useful here to lift the kneecap first, so lift the kneecap, then the foot, stretch and back down. Last time, lift that kneecap, stretch and back down. Fantastic. Now I'm going to rotate this little half plank to the side, so turning the hand on the elbow, rotate the body, you can bend those knees, bend the feet, and you're in your little half side plank now, using the underside of the body. Now if you need to, you can have the hand down on the mat for a little bit of support here as well, and otherwise just place those fingertips onto the hip. Hip should be nice and vertical, and with the top leg we're just going to extend that out, stretch and back down. 3 more. Extend and back down. 2 more. Extend and down, and 1 more. Extend and down. Now this time we're going to add the arm, reaching away with the arm and away with the leg. A lovely stretch. Elbow to knee. Extend. Elbow to knee. Extend. Elbow to knee. Last time. Reach it out. Elbow to knee. Very well done if you manage those, and slowly lower it down. Now we're going to switch sides, so you can either roll over and face the other way or switch ends of your mat, and we're going to come straight into that little half side plank position. So you're on your elbow, it's directly under the shoulder, the knees are bent, feet are a little bit bent behind you, and then lifting the hip away from the mat. You can place your hands here, here, or even down on the mat if you need that little bit of extra support. Just the 4 leg extensions first of all. Reach it out using that side glute muscle and back in. And stretch. Got 2 more of those. Exhale. Keep squeezing those hips up. And 1 more. Exhale. Well done. We're going to add the arm. Are you ready? Stretch. Really reach now. Bring the elbow to the knee. Stretch, fingertips to the ends of the toes. Elbow and knee. 2 more. Reach. Elbow to that knee. 1 more. Stretch it out. Elbow to knee. Fantastic. Well done. And lower it down. Now come over onto your back. We've got slightly wide feet. They're pointing at the corners of the mat. And we're going to open those arms out to the side. Now you can turn them over so the palms are facing downwards and really widen those shoulders. Remember that imprint we had at the beginning. On your next exhalation, push down with the belly and the ribs. Imprint your spine. Continue by unpeeling the back of the head, chin to chest. We're going to press down into the floor with those hands and unpeel, reaching towards the feet. Inhale and repeel. Well done. Take those arms wide, ready for soar. Come across, diving the hand to the outside edge of the foot. Back arm is going up. 2 breaths out. Inhale to center. Nice stretch. A twist, dive, and reach. We're coming straight up and center. A little twist, dive, and reach. Straight up. Inhale. And last time. Inhale. Well done. We're going to go down the same way with those arms wide, scooping in with the belly, reaching out to the side and repealing. Floating the fingertips. So we're actually going to bring one hand behind the head. I'm holding on to that hand with the other hand and just resting the hand just on the top of the head there. Now I've got the feet wide at the moment. I'm going to cross over one foot on top of the other, but keep the hips level, absolutely level with each other. And then slide the upper body to the same edge, same side of the mat. So the shoulders getting a little stretch, the side of the body's getting a nice stretch, and the feet are crossed as well. Just hold that stretch through the shoulders, through the side of the body, and all the way down the side of the leg. And then bring the upper body back to center. Uncross the feet. And we're going to switch hands. So we're going to fold the other hand overhead. Just clasp hold of it. Cross over the foot. So both feet are on one edge of the mat now, but try and keep your hips level so they've not lifted away from the mat. Move the upper body to the same side. Over it goes. Shoulders. We've got a stretch through that shoulder, a stretch through the waist, all the way down the side of the leg. And we're trying to keep that body as flat as we can, or as level as we can, and just breathing through that lovely side stretch. And then uncross the legs and bring that body back to center. Well done. Open the arms and then bring them down by your side. A nice deep breath in and slowly out. Very well done. Now carefully come up to seated. Find your seated position and roll out those shoulders. Take a nice deep breath in and exhale. Well, I hope you enjoyed the session today. There were certainly a few challenges there for us, and if you'd like to join me for one of our relaxations at the end, then just click on the link below and you'll be able to relax your whole body. And I hope you can join me again at Pilates on the Water, and look forward to seeing you again next time.